Hello, hello, out there in the English-speaking world. Today, we're going to talk about something that's not really like new, but is dynamic. And there is some new news that comes out this last week or so that's you're going to like. You know, many have been mining with GPU miners. There's just all this hoopla about replacing GPU miners because they're not good for the environment. Well, in this development, there are other types of mining that can be done and relatively low cost, and you can make right now a low cost entry $4 a day. Stay with us. We're going to talk about it. PlanetWatch. Let's go into it. Let's talk about PlanetWatch. Now, PlanetWatch has been around for a few years. They're still relatively new. And I'm not going to go into the details on PlanetWatch right now or the algorithm that they are based on. I will talk a little bit about both. What I want to talk about today is the ability to mine, at the same time develop a hotspot network, so to speak, a hotspot that will allow us to live healthier and be able to determine whether the air we're breathing, whether it be outside, in our homes, or in our businesses, wherever it may be, whether it's how it's affecting our bodies. And I think that's important for us to realize, especially today with so much going on about viruses and being healthy and so forth. This is a good timing by PlanetWatch. And from my understanding, you know, when the market's been down the last few days, they actually are maintaining themselves pretty stable and actually climbing. Now, the coin doesn't cost a lot right now. I should say the token, rather. But it's very accessible. But what I want to talk about is we'll go through the schematics of the coin, the algorithm it's on. The importance is, can I mine this new coin? And am I doing something good, too, for my environment? The other is, can I get my fiat back out of that coin? In other words, can I turn that coin, or rather the token, how we change that out for our local fiat? Is it possible yet, this new in the game with this planet token from planet Earth? Let's go look at this website real quick. Let's just run through this, okay? All right, then we'll get to the good stuff about how can I mine this. And I'm sure there's other videos out there. I'm not the first one doing it, but I want to show that there is some recent news of where you can buy some of these devices and how much they cost and how much they're earning and how you can determine that. I know that there's other YouTube videos out there that are talking about this, but we want to bring to you, our followers, the news and what we have learned and what we're buying. Now is it worth buying the actual token and maybe buying even in the coin that this token is based off of, the algorithm? That's another subject. What we want to talk about today is the mining of it and the ability to be able to move it back to a fiat currency if one desires. Then the other aspect, we'll do videos on whether we think it's a good investment or not a good investment. So you can decide for yourself. All right, remember, we are not financial advisors. We are here to actually educate and share with you things that we are learning as we go along too. We dedicate ourselves to researching white papers, etc., to find what we think is the best for not just now, but now and in the future, solutions. And this could possibly be a solution. Now, a concern of mine comes up is, well, if they're going to process data that we're going to have in our home, and especially a device that can hook up with Amazon products, is that safe? Is our data safe? Well, that's still a question that needs to be responded to in the white paper. There are ways that you can protect your internet. We know that through DVPNs, etc. But the question then comes out to, you know, it's something you need to research yourself too. So I can't say that at this point how safe that is going to be. However, when we try to base things off of LoRaWAN, we understand that the LoRa being the radio waves and the WAN being the security of that information produced on the radio waves gives us a sense of security. How far that goes, yet to determine, and I think that merits a separate video on that. Let's talk about today, though, what you can do to make sure that you are living in a little bit better environment, and that your children are coming up in a little bit better environment as far as the air they're breathing and what's around them, and what can actually alert you to potential hazards or health hazards. So let's go. All right, so let's look at this page on PlanetWatch, planetwatch.io. Here we're going to have earn rewards and help us build a global air quality monitoring network to detect pollution hotspots and protect everyone's health. I'm not going to sit here and read this like some people do, but you know, right direct from the page, it actually is the best advice, right? So it's the most correct. And what's our purpose here? Our purpose is to bring you the truth. Remember, this is not financial advice. We're just trying to share with you what we're doing. All right, look. We know pollution kills. We know it's bad for our health, etc. So the idea of PlanetWatch is to, one, get a PlanetWatch sensor, and you can buy it from one of the PlanetWatch vendors, right? And you can buy it here as well. Then they have a store that they can send you to that you can buy it. However, that is right now only applicable on buying a PlanetWatch in euro. It's going to come in dollar soon, but I'm also hearing that it's also going to be that you have to buy PlanetWatch with Planet tokens, okay? Planet tokens, and we'll go into the tokenomics in a minute here. Purchase PlanetWatch license, which we'll go through after this, and follow the instructions to activate your license and connect your sensor. It's really simple, actually. It's not very difficult. So this is actually easier than the rack miners, the helium miners that we've bought, and it's probably going to draw, this is going to draw less electricity. It's a smaller unit. One is actually a portable unit that we're going to talk about today, the Atmotube Pro, and the other is a unit it's a standalone unit in a house, a small unit that the Awair Element, that also with both in the house you can actually earn the cryptocurrency of Earth for trading that information. It's simple. Hook it up, and both of them you can earn up to right now $4 a day with the current token price. Let's talk about that. So you can go and do your own homework, which we suggest you do here, on the actual planetwatch.io page. What I want to get into is let's look at here. Let's look at the map. The idea is, this is Europe here, for example. The idea is that these will actually be a type of a, not necessarily a network, it's a network, but they can overlap. Unlike helium, you cannot overlap. These can overlap because obviously they're not extending out 500 meters to take the readings, right? So you can have one in your home here and one close by, but your neighbor's house, for example, right? So, but in your own home, you only have one of each one of the devices that are currently available and that are coming out. And there's, I think, 5 you can actually mine with. They're type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. I think there's 5 now, if I'm not mistaken, that you can actually earn the tokens for trading environmental data, okay? And some of this environmental data they're looking for, you know, I'm gonna make a note here, I'll go through my notes. Now, you got carbon dioxide, right? You got airborne particles, volatile components, you got formaldehyde, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, ozone O3, etc. Right? You can all the idea is to make our, for lack of better terms, and I think they use the same thing on their website, is green buildings and efficient buildings, healthy buildings, right? So we're going to try to, and I think we could use that. I mean, we have a lot. I travel, and I've traveled. I had the blessing to be able to travel a lot in my life, and you know, we were in La Paz, Bolivia, and I was with my boys. And we didn't get out of the bus terminal, because we were doing some studies there, and anthropological studies. We didn't get out of the bus terminal and walk up the hill. I walked up the hill, got a hotel room, and we were trying to save money, so we got a hostel there. And we came back, I got the boys, and when I walked back up again, up in the hill, my nose was bleeding from the contamination that these people live with. You understand that in La Paz, it's like a hole. It's kind of like in Medellin. You know, you come down the mountain in Medellin, Colombia, it's just like a hole that's it's in this valley, so all this contaminants just stick there. Well, do we really want our children growing up like that? And how can we clean that? Well, if we help provide this network, my hope is, and what my understanding is, that these efforts will go towards actually help us to clean up our air quality. Right? What cost that comes at, that's a whole other discussion, right? So there's got to be that medium, right, of our existence plus let's live healthier and better. So I'm okay with that. So now, that aside, let's jump into what is the actual miner or the device. Atmotube Pro, okay? You can find this Atmotube Pro right now. You can actually get it the fastest way to get it is on Amazon. However, this weekend when I was searching for this, I was on Amazon, it was there, and I decided that, hey, I'm going to buy this thing. And I slept on it. I didn't have all my research done yet. I slept on it, and when I got up in the morning, they were gone. This one and the Atmotube Pro, I'm going to show you, and let's jump over to this one here too. The Awair Element, right? Now look, here's something important to look at. On Don't Waste Your Money, right? The purpose of Don't Waste Your Money is they do reviews on seeing what are actually quality products, what are not quality products. They got a 9.0 on a 10 scale. Basically, you come down here and you can read that they took 3rd place out of 11 products in their same category. So the actual product is a good product. Let's look at tokenomics. Well, first of all, before I jump to that, how much does this cost? On Amazon, it was $150, okay? You can buy this device right now on Amazon. Well, actually, it's not there right now. I shouldn't say that. But it was $150. And Atmotube Pro is $200, right? You can buy this on the website, or you can buy this also on Amazon, okay? Both are sold out. Now, there's all these videos coming out with our video, especially because we focus principally in Latin America. In this videos we do, these are our videos that we do that are kind of our flash news, what's hot right now coming out. And this will only be on our Discord a year from now, once we more establish ourselves and we show what we're bringing. Because these things, when they come out, they're gone, right? Especially when they hit a couple of videos. This last week, last 4 or 5 days, there have been new videos on this, especially on, now we know the Atmotube Pro is about $109. Okay, but there's another thing you got to do. You got to buy a contract actually to be able to put that to work, and so it mines and pays you the tokens. Okay, jumping back to the Awair Element, you're talking about $150 plus a contract, a license. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute too. Those cost around $43 for a year, right? So we'll talk about that in a minute too. So this one here, it does not need a cell phone to hook up to, whereas, and that's the advantage to this. This does not need, the Awair Element, the indoor air quality monitor, does not need a cell phone to hook up to. This cell phone you see here is only for its measuring, and obviously you're going to want your wallet to be able to facilitate the coins that are going to be paid to you. Let's jump back over to here. I want to go into, see, the white paper. You can go through, we're not going to go through the white paper today. If the white paper comes up here on PlanetWatch, the white paper you can go through and it will explain everything about the science and technology behind this and their purposes. That is another video that we're going to probably get into next week, so we can see, well, when we have these coins, do we want to leave some coins to some degree or another in the PlanetWatch program and or their algorithm. Now I want to jump over here to their algorithm. I'm going to move this up top here. I want to jump in here to their tokenomics, right? So let's discover the token model. Then let's go back to how do we hook this thing up and how much money do we make, all right? So we're going to the tokenomics of this. You have planets or a utility token issued on the Algorand blockchain. Now the Algorand blockchain we know is going to be a blockchain that's going to be in competition. Algorand blockchain, here's something that I didn't mention in the Spanish video, but the Algorand blockchain is the blockchain that on August 31st signed with El Salvador to stabilize the movement of cryptocurrency through their new Bitcoin efforts to actually make Bitcoin the money that they use on the other land. I'm thinking moneda, dinero in Spanish here, but the currency used in El Salvador. So the Planet token, there's also Earth credits. Now let's look at the difference here. Planet tokens are utility tokens issued on the Algorand blockchain. So what you're going to do is you'll buy the Algorand tokens on their blockchain, and from that you will then buy Planet tokens. Okay, so you're going to get paid in Planet tokens as well. The planets are earned when a sensor sends valid air quality data to PlanetWatch. So you get paid for giving this air quality data. Earth credits. Earth credits now are needed to obtain most PlanetWatch products and services. Now, here, be aware of this. Right now, you can buy these on Amazon, and you can buy these without Earth credits. You can buy them with a credit card or a debit card. They're still accessible. But here in about a month, I'm hearing that they're going to go to just Earth credits. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go in, you're going to have to buy Algo, and then you're going to have to buy planets, and then from planets you're going to have to use that credit and Earth credits to be able to buy the actual products. So it makes it a little more complicated, a few more steps along the way. In euros right now, I've noticed that if you're talking about euros, the Atmotube Pro is 190 euros. That's which is more expensive than dollars. So it's actually cheaper to buy it in dollars right now if you're living in the US or if you're in Latin America or Canada, right? So you can go and read yourself here for planets itself. There's only going to be 4.5 billion planets issued as a maximum, which is good. I like this. 5% max supply is allocated immediately to PlanetWatch. Okay, so they took that right off the bat. 95% of the rest of the supply is then used towards rewards in air quality data through the PlanetWatch program over the duration of time, right? So here, look at this. Sensor owners. So if we own a Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4 sensor through PlanetWatch, then we actually, the tokenomics of it pays out 80% to sensor owners, and only 20% goes back to PlanetWatch for their purposes. I like that. For me, going into this, I like that because it allows me a lot of space. I know that then I can get paid well for it, and it's worth my time. Now, not only am I getting paid for it, I repeat, I'm monitoring my home with my kids, my people, my friends that come over and so forth, my people. I got to learn how to speak English again. But it actually helps us to monitor our homes and keep us a safe environment. And I'm all about that, okay? So 80% goes to sensor owners. Now, note this. In Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4 sensors, there is a payout difference, right? So the higher the payout, the higher the more costly is the sensor as well, all right? So we'll go through that in a second here too. Let's jump, Mac. You can go through here if you want to. I suggest you to. We'll put a link down below so you can go through, actually submit to them. They'll let you know when new sensors are coming out. Right now, they're very difficult to get. So let's go into the licenses. Pick your license. Let's jump in here to licenses. You have a Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, Type 4 license, right? A Type 1 license, if we jump over here, you're going to see that a Type 1 license is going to run. You got a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. A 1 year is about, let's see if this opens up quicker. I'm having internet problems today. A 1 year license is going to run about $43 a day, okay? And a 2 year license is going to run on a Type 1 license. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken. That's 250 euros. So a Type 1 license is the more expensive license. A 2 year license is 375 euros. A 3 year license is at 500 euros, VAT excluded. So if we do calculations on that, you're going to be about, let's say you get a 1 year license, you're going to be around $300 for a 1 year license. So if you buy a 1 year license on a Type 1 device, let's jump on the devices here. Let's see if I can find these and open these up. PlanetWatch, let's go in here and see. Move this out of the way here. If I can get in here and get the device. Let's go back to PlanetWatch. Try to get into devices here. Buy, sensors. Let's go and see how slow my internet is today. Again, what I'm trying to relate is this is an opportunity. You can have a small sensor, a portable sensor, right, like the Atmotube Pro, and you can have the Awair Element, both of them in your home, and they're different elements. They're different type of sensors, so they're both mine. One of them is portable, you go outside with it. The other one stays in your home. Then you've got different ones, and I'm trying to get in here to see if this will open up so I can show you. And it's dragging its feet today. Been a frustrating morning trying to record. But there are Type 1, Type 4. So Type 4 is exactly what we just got done explaining. Let's see if I can jump back over here and go into our licenses. So a Type 1, let's go into a Type 4. So the one Type 1 is going to be about $300 per year. Now, if you buy 2 years or 3 years, they lower the price. And here's something I suggest. A Type 4 license, which is the Atmotube and the actual Awair Element, is a Type 4 license. It's about $43, all right? So I was mistaken and confused on Type 1 and Type 4. It's about $43 a Type 4 license for 1 year. You buy 2 years, it's a little bit less, and get $60. And you buy 3 years, it's actually less per year, right? And meaning that it's less. They lower the cost to buy more. I myself feel that if you're going to get involved with this, when this hits, and it's taken off already, they're probably, the odds are that, as everything else, the devices are going to go up in price, and the actual, the contracts that the licenses you're going to pay for may go up in price as well. I don't know that, but I'm anticipating. So I would like to get a 3-year license, know what my actual capital input is right now, know what my ROI is going to be. In other words, that's really ROI, my ROII. In other words, my return on my initial investment, right? Because ROI is very different. And I hear a lot of YouTubers saying it's my ROI, but it's not really ROI. That your ROI is determined differently. It's calculated differently. But we can learn what our ROII is, if we will, my return on my initial investment. So, I mean, I spend $150 and it's not opening here. So I'm going to jump off of this. I'm having a hard time today. So we can go back here to understanding that a Type 4 license is running about $43 right now for 1 year, 2 years, $60. So I'm going to go into a 3-year and lock this in, or a 2-year and lock this in for 2 years, knowing exactly what my investment is. So let's say I go a 2-year and I'm at $60. I buy myself an Awair Element at $150. You got a little shipping in there. We bought 2 of them, 3 of them actually, and they were just under $500, but like $30 shipping there. So each unit then is about possibly $10 or so of shipping if you are in the United States, right? If you're in Latin America or Canada or so forth, you're going to incur a little bit different shipping rates, obviously, and depending on where you are in the United States. So with this, we'll say we had $160 investment in the Awair Element plus my $60. And so I got $220 basically. Let's say $230 be on the safe side. So with the actual tokenomics of it, and you know, if you go into, oh man, I want to get into this. I want to show you this. Let's go in here to, let's go into CoinMarketCap and see if we can get this open up here. I want to show you more of the tokenomics of this. And when it opens up here, we'll get back to it. So the token right now, you're trading about around 24 cents today. So if I'm at 24 cents and what it comes out to, what it pays you in tokens, if you're actually got your miner working at full capacity, is about $4 a day, right? So when you have $4 a day by 30, it's $120. So you're talking about $240 in 2 months. Right? Give it 3 months because you might go through that learning curve, right? We always have to go through that learning curve to get our maximum potential out of it. So in basically 3 months, you make back your original investment on it. And the other 9 months, if you buy a 1-year contract, is going to be pure profit. What's the consumption in electricity? Probably a couple dollars a month. So, I mean, really, you got very little electricity you need to reduce from that. I'm not opening up here, which is kind of discouraging because I really wanted to show you the tokenomics of this. And let me see if I can shut some of the things down here. Here's the sensors. Here we come up with the sensors here. Let's go back to sensors. We with me on this now? Yeah. We got a problem here with the internet today, and I apologize for that. We are based out of Latin America, and in our area, some areas are really high in technology, but most other areas are still a little behind the curve. Not to put down Latin America. I've lived down here for many years of my life. And it's given me a whole different perspective on life, which is good. And I really see things different back in the US and in Canada and even in Europe from out here, right? So the devices are not coming in very clear. Let me see if I can go back here. All right. So let's look at the CoinMarketCap under PlanetWatch, okay? We see that PlanetWatch tokens right now are at just under 25 cents, 24 cents. And a half, almost 25 cents here, right? We can go down here. What's interesting though is, you know, the market's been like down since the 7th, and yet the PlanetWatch tokens have been kind of steadily rising, going up. That's a good sign. I'm not sure what the buoyancy is in that, but let's go here. Let's look at the tokenomics here. So the price today, we're about 24 cents, a little over 24 cents. Last hour volume trading is actually a little over 400 million. It's actually gone up. It was actually down about 13 million more earlier when I did the Spanish version of this. It's ranked number 3,193 right now on CoinMarketCap. Remember, we have a limited supply over time, but I think if we look at what the algorithm we're based on here is Algorand, right? So let's jump over to Algorand real quick here and see what we got. Algorand is about $2 right now. We understand that Algorand, you know, I think is also it's an algorithm that right now just struck a deal on the 31st, like I mentioned, with El Salvador to kind of help the transition of cryptocurrencies to the dollar, the currency, right? And that's kind of what they want to be, is a transition between the decentralized networks into the actual traditional financial networks. And I'm not so sure I'm a huge fan of that, because that kind of centralizes. But I guess there is some necessity when we want to try to pull out and go into a fiat. So I see the necessity there. So I would think that there definitely is a future for Algorand. However, if you look at the stock, it's been taking a hit too, like the others have. We've had a correction here. So that's the Algorand. And remember, we have to be able to buy the planets. We need to buy from the dollar. We can go into Algorand buy the planets, right? And if you want to buy the tokens, then you're going to have to buy the planet tokens. You have to buy the Earth coin, so that you actually then are able to buy the actual sensors. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So let's jump over real quick here to summarize this. Then, what we need then to bring us into, I want to show you some of the sensors here, right? Here's the sensors. We have the type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. So we look at a type 1 sensor. This sensor right here is about $1,600 right now, give or take. And then you're going to need that $300 per year license, right? You have a type 2 that, to my understanding, is not out yet, but it's a type 2. It's indoor as well. These are both indoors. And they will each produce a different, in the white paper, you can see that, look that up for yourselves for time in the video. When we get into the actual white paper itself on both Algorand and on PlanetWatch, we'll get into the guts of that, nitty gritty on that. But here you can look at each one of these, though they're more expensive in price, also produce more tokens daily, which right now turn out to be about $24 a day for the, what's it called, the Arcano, and then the Ariana is a little bit less than that. And then you have the type 3, which I'm not sure is yet, and then the type 4, which is the Atmotube Pro, as well as the Awair Element. So these are what you have. You can go on to PlanetWatch.io. You can see the sensors. It takes you to the stores to sell them. Get on a waiting list, because I think these are going to be something that's going to be very difficult to obtain. Amazon, they pretty much sold out quickly. You can get them on Amazon, both the Atmotube Pro and the Awair Element. So you can look those up and be searching there as well, okay? Remember, you need a license. You got to pick that license up, the 1 through 4 license. So whichever one you buy, you need to buy that license for. You don't want to buy a type 4 device and then go buy a type 1 license. They won't mix. They won't be able to mine, so it won't pay in the tokens, all right? Good tokenomics. I like this. I think there's a purpose for both the Algorand and the PlanetWatch tokens. I think they have a good purpose to them, so it looks like they have a good future, so we can expect growth then out of that. We've seen growth, consistent growth, even though the market's turning down, as I mentioned. Remember, you're talking about $150 for the Awair Element. You're talking about $200 for the Atmotube Pro. Not a steep entry level. And you've got $40 going in annually, or $60 for 2 years, which I can't recommend better if it was me. So you're looking at $200, $250 going in and getting $4 a day right now. I like that. I like that. You can take those tokens, do what you want with them, put them, leave them in both Algorand and in the actual Planet token, which I think if we look into it, they have a good future to it. Now, do your own homework. Okay, we're going to look into this more. I'm going to leave in tokens as well. So do your own homework. We're excited about this. This comes to you as one of our exclusive news features. This is the type of feature we're going to bring out, that only those that will be help donate into one of our 3 plans will be able to have access to this kind of information. And we'll do this first things in the mornings. Right now we're still getting adjusted to the team and getting to our schedules, and we're coming out in the afternoon. We're going to be moving to the mornings. In the mornings on our Discord will be the first things. Well, that's the first thing's going to pop out in the mornings. So we'll start doing that now every day on the Discord, getting information out there. So join our Discord, hit the bell below, subscribe to us, please. Hit that like button to get us out in the algorithms. We get this news out there. Remember, we're here for you to dig out and try to find what's new, opportunities, and the truth always in all things. I'm very frank and very forward on it. I'm not afraid of anything, in any type of backlash. I'm not politically correct in that aspect. I just tell the truth how it is and how we dig it up and deliver it to you. This is a good opportunity. We feel, and so you do your homework on that and research it. I think $4 a day on a $200 investment, $250 investment is a really good return. Compare that to GPU mining or other type of even your helium miners, your $600, $700, and you got to wait forever. here right now. They're supposed to come out more of this product like the end of September going into October. So get in the waiting list, wait for it to come out, and hook it up. I think it's a good thing here. Thanks, and we'll see you on our next exciting and exclusive news update.